All right, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Denonu. Welcome to the Neo Digital Podcast, and I'm sitting here as always with my co-host.
Jolly Dangerous. What is up, everybody?
And with this video here, we're going to be watching the trailer for Star Wars Squadrons. So let me hit this play button. And it looks like we got 3 minutes of video, and then we're going to talk about it.
We all choose our path, light or dark, freedom or death.
There we go.
The Empire chose to destroy.
See, I told you it's not my fault.
To spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting, to show the Empire that we are not afraid. It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However,
The new fragile, shitty republic.
shattered though it may be, as I speak,
Okay, that was
forces
weird.
are edging toward the Bormir sector, hoping to end our new republic before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the new republic. Change our galaxy for the better.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hunka.
Can I join the Imperial
Star
Legion?
Wars Squadrons.
I want to be on the winning
First in
team.
clear story is one of daring pilots and deep-seated rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down this Starhawk and eliminate it.
Gladly, Admiral Sloane.
Over the course of the story, you'll fly as two pilots on opposite sides of the war. And, like
There
all
you go.
modes in Star Wars Squadrons, you'll have the option to experience every mission
That's a turn
fully
off.
immersed in VR.
Wedge Antilles, Rogue Squadron. I hear you're the reason I was able to finally get a comm through.
Today, we're giving you a
What was that
glimpse
all
of an early
about?
Imperial mission behind enemy lines.
One of our spies, Agent Thorne, has discovered vital intelligence on Project Starhawk. Your mission is to extract her from an orbital outpost above Hosnian Prime. Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate perimeter defenses. The outpost is defenseless. When you've secured the area, you will escort the Gladius to the outpost, and our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorne. Once Thorne is secure, reach your Gozanti cruisers and return to the Overseer.
Cover our escape and escort us to the jump point. We have Republic corvettes inbound. Move, Titan!
I always like the way the starships in Star Wars kind of warp in. I always like that. Better, I always liked it better than the way that they did in Star Trek.
You have my thanks, Titan Squadron.
No time to celebrate. Move on.
Because it just me, or does this seem like it's chopped up very quickly?
Each
Like they're not letting nothing
escalating
or not letting a
conflict
scene
between
play
the
out.
Republic
Mhm.
and the Shattered Empire. Debrief with your squad mates between missions.
You're our new wingmate.
Customize and master all 8 starfighters and join the galaxy's finest.
I need you focused and ready to go.
I'll be focused, all right.
Bombing runs at the Nadiri dockyards to setting a trap in the Xavian Abyss. The story of these rival squadrons will push the war to the brink and define the galaxy for years to come. I look forward to seeing you in combat October 2nd.
Hmm.
I'm not impressed. As soon as they was like, you'll play the game through both sides of the war, I'm like, I always hate that. It's like, no, let me pick. Have 2 different campaigns.
I'm okay with that if the story is good, because I knew when they said that, I already knew where it was going. I was like, okay, it's going to be 2 heroes. You get to see who was who, or unless you are a spy, like what Home Chick was talking about. If you are the spy, then you would be playing it from both sides. There'll be some times where you have those missions, and then sometimes you'll have your Republican missions. Republican?
Yeah.
The Republican missions. Republicans and Democrats.
It's pretty much what it is. Red and blue.
You'll be playing on the X-wing, or you'll be on the left wing. No.
But yeah, if it's like that where you just, because that kind of reminds me of what they did with the last Star Wars game, where you was the one chick, you worked for the the Empire and then you joined Rebel. Usually that's how it goes whenever you play a singular character. So if it's like that, I don't mind. I just never like the type of games where it's like, oh, you like for half of the campaign you play as the Rebels, and then for the other half you play as the Empire as two different people. It's like, no, let me pick, like, because I would want to be on the Imperial side. I don't want to see what the Rebel side is. It's like, let me just play my story. It's like it makes it hard to get attached to either side when they make you play both, at least in my eyes. So, just was never a fan of that.
I mean, if there's two different people, I can see that being a thing. Like, there's a reason why you want to get attached to both sides, so you can see both sides of the story. The story part doesn't really concern me that much. What I'm concerned with is I only saw one camera angle for flying.
Yeah,
I don't like seeing cockpit view 100% of the time. I want to be able to go into third person.
Yeah. I mean, I'm assuming they would have that since most flying games have that feature. I know they had it in the last Star Wars game where you had the flying around missions and stuff. So, I mean, it just depends on whether they decide to throw that in there. And most modern games let you change the camera. Hell, they even have that feature in a lot of shooters now too. Like when they first came out with not the last Star Wars game, but the one before that everybody talked shit about, and then they tried to fix it in the next one. That was a case for even the shooting
Battlefield.
Where you running around in first person, but you can pop it in third person and see behind your character and stuff. So, so I mean, they'll probably have it in this.
Now, concerning the story, Star Wars is so big. The universe is so huge.
Don't seem like it.
It don't seem like it because I'm tired of also the mouses anyway.
Okay.
I'm tired of
it's like
seeing
we always get this slice of it, like either Jedis or the same type of space battles. It's like show all the stuff that was in like the extended material, like the books and the comics and shit. Yeah, that was some really cool shit.
Because this is like, to me, this is just reminiscent of like what they already showed in the movies. You're fighting Imperials, and the Imperials is fighting the Rebels, and there's X-Wings, and there's TIE Fighters.
X-Wings versus TIE Fighters.
That's it. I don't need to see any more of this.
Yeah.
I done seen this already. I know like that's the majority of what was always shooting at something, but I feel like this is a game that should have came out 8 years ago, 9 years ago. Like when aerial combat in Star Wars was an actual thing. It's no longer a thing anymore. It's like that happened during a perfect time for this game to come out was when Star Wars Rogue Squadron. What was that game? I mean, that movie that came out, Rogue One.
Yeah, that'll work.
When that game released, and it was nothing but like flying and shooting and that kind of thing and infiltrating, that had been a perfect time for this game to come out. Now, I don't care about this game. Because I think that's other flying games can do it better.
Well, not even that, but I think a part of the bigger problem is that Star Wars, the hype's no longer there because everybody, for the most part, disliked. Well, as a majority, I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there who like them, but since Disney's Star Wars movies didn't pick up like they wanted it to, don't nobody give a shit about Star Wars right now. It's one of those type of things. This should have came out earlier. Like, if they really wanted to change things up, do what they did with KOTOR. Go back a couple thousand years to when, and show different types of ships, different types of technology, different things that they had back in the day, or where you can make up new stuff. And then it's like, okay, here's the universe, but it's a different spin on things. And maybe that might intrigue people a whole lot more. But I don't know. I mean, this game will probably get the people, if you're into flight simulators, if you're those kind of people who like to only play only jump in the plane when you play Battlefield, and that's all you do. Those kind of guys will probably play this and love it, but the average person or, somebody who's just trying the game, it's not going to really appeal to them. Because how cool is Star Wars space X-Wing versus TIE fighting is. I mean, it's not like it is back in the day where that was like the hottest thing you saw. Now it's just like, So
I'd rather play another Ace Combat.
Yeah. It's not something people are waiting for because you had like I said, the similar mode was in the last Star Wars game. What was that? Last year, year before last? You had a lot of space, and you had certain multiplayer game or missions with that and matches that were just space fighting. So it's like it's the same thing. So not a whole lot you can do. Now, if this was like
rehash the same stories over and over again and still keep it canon.
Yeah, it's like you can change the faces on the officers and the leaders of the Empire and the rebels, but it's like it's the same type of shit, Are they gonna have some guy who's gonna come in who's gonna be the Darth Vader of the game, giving orders for the Empire, or having the Imperial commander commanding the army, and then you have the not Leia, commanding the rebels. It's like oh, we need to take this one planet before the Empire gets it. It's like, I mean, it would be cool if like you see, it's all about the space fighting. And like, it would be cool if like, let's say like if you had Jedis or something in it, and you had to get the Jedis to the place where they had to do the cool lightsaber fighting, and you were like the escort pilot for their ships or whatever. And I guess that could be cool to kind of be different or break it up. But then again, it's still just space fighting. How different can you make that? It would be better if this was like a full-on simulator game, and it was Star Wars, to where you can flip all those switches and dials and do all that cool stuff, and you had to pilot it like it was like a real thing, even though it's not.
Now you want VR Squadrons? That's
yeah. Yeah, I mean, that will pull me in. Like if you want a VR headset, and let's say, hell, you can even make it the thing that Luke had in the movie, that thing that did that. Make it be that thing that you put on and have that be your headset, and you can just turn all around, and you were in the cockpit flipping all the switches, and you were doing all that yourself. That could be really cool, but just with a controller and doing it, it's just more of the same shit.
Game was born.
Yeah. I don't see what they can really do to be different or to make people buy it, other than just, oh, this is Star Wars. But I mean, that ain't bringing home the bucks no more. So, all right, you got anything more to say?
Make your planes faster. No, I'm serious.
Afterburner and everything.
Every single Star Wars like simulated flight thing that I look at, it never looks like they make their ships fast. Like that was the reason why I like Ace Combat so much. Like Ace Combat and Hawks, they were so good at making their jets look fast, like feel fast. Like when you start flying and you hold down the afterburner button, and you're just holding down, it speeds up and it starts breaking the sound barrier, and you can see the force of the wind against the nose. And then when you finally break through, like when I break all the way through, like it goes through and it hits the end of the tail and then finally pushes past it, like it looks really fast. And I know that it's outer space and it's hard to show fast in outer space because it's relative. There's nothing to compare it to.
Yeah, there's no air. There's nothing you can.
Yeah.
But I'd rather have them because it's like, it's the same reason why, like in video games and like FPS games, when you have them firing guns, the gun sounds have to be impactful. The shotgun, when you rack it, has to have a really cool sound. It has to have a lot of those visual and audio cues that make it believable. And you are absolutely right. It's a lot of airplane games. They just make their planes fly slow. Take Battlefield, for instance. Same difference. You have the huge wide open map, but you can't make the planes fly at really fast speeds. So they have to make the planes fly slow relatively so that you can take time to get from one side of the map to the other. And maybe that's why they do it. I don't know.
I mean, if it was real, if Battlefield was real life, you couldn't get into a jet and just fly across the map to shoot things because you'd be moving too fast. And if you slow down, you'll fall out the sky. So I can understand why they do it, but that's another reason why you don't need to put jets in your fucking game to begin with, because even though your map is big, it's not that big for a jet. These are like aerial combat. If it's a lot of people, I need it to be like Battlefield because there's a lot of like people, like planes and shit. But I need
it can't just be like 8 versus 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to have the speed there. I need to see it where if I'm going at top speed, I'm whizzing by other planes,
Yeah.
And
You have to visually see it. Like if there's no air in space, then I don't know, show some warp lines or something. I don't know, even if it's just something that's make believe, something that's just there just to have you visualize you going faster.
Shit. I mean, like I said, just I need to see stuff whizzing by me and not just laser beams. That didn't look like anything was whizzing by anything. It was just like, here, shoot this, turn here, shoot this, turn here, shoot this, go this way, shoot this. It's like, nigga, where's the do a barrel roll? Where's the 3-point turns and like where's the spinning on a dime and loop-de-loops? Like I don't see none of that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no interactivity with it. It's just like, okay, go here and shoot this target.
Yeah.
I get you. You're just doing the same old aiming around and just shooting.
Yeah. So see, there is warp lines, right? When you're flying, because you can see it there on the cockpit. But that just none of that stuff looks fast to me.
Yeah, the ship that's above you is still move. You're still you're still under it. It's not moving fast. I see what you're saying. It's there to simulate the speed, but the movement of everything else is still slow.
Yeah.
I get you. I mean, that's a problem that I don't know how they would fix, but then again, we don't make games either. We just play them. We're the end user. So
I just know what games did it well, and that was Hawks and Ace Combat.
Yeah.
Later Ace Combat. Earlier Ace Combat looked just like this.
Like it's weird. It's like I want to see the cutscene flying speed, like when the it's showing you from third person. Mm-hmm. That's the speed I want the regular cockpit to fly at. But it just doesn't feel, it doesn't look like it, and it's probably not gonna feel like it either.
Yeah, I'm good with that though.
Yeah, it'll probably make money, but I just don't know how much money it's gonna make.
Detail in the new Star Wars Squadron trailer changes everything. White dude changes everything. That's what the arrow is pointing at. Random white guy changes everything. And that's how it's supposed to be. Fuck.
Man, I hate when YouTubers do that. Like, there's some YouTubers that do it that I don't mind it because they'll put the arrow and actually show you what they're going to be talking about. Mm-hmm. But other times people just put the red arrows on there and just be pointing about nothing. Draw a circle on something on a picture and just point an arrow to it. It's like, it don't got nothing to do with the video.
Nothing.
But anyways, that's a problem for a different day, YouTube. If you guys want us to talk about any other games and any other, trailers or movies or anything like that, let us know down in the comments below. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.